Hi pet lovers, thank you for joining Gina's Grooming channel, and thank you for joining us on another episode of our Apprentice Series, where I take you over my shoulder so you can see what I'm doing in grooming, a certain procedure or something special going on. So welcome. Today's subject is very near and dear to my heart because this is my Rosie girl. This is our family dog, and she has been aging. She just turned 12. So in honor of her 12th birthday, I wanted to have a discussion and show you guys how I handle my senior poodle in terms of grooming. Now, I will be taking you guys through the haircut and what I'm going to be doing and how I'm going to be handling her, especially if she wants to sit down and rest. But the main points that I really want to make for the choice of haircut is that we want to minimize the amount of time that our older dogs are on tables. So as you know, some dogs need grooming for their entire life. So even as they age, their hair still is growing. It may thin out a little bit, but it still needs haircuts. So I'm going to tell you guys as I'm going along with Rosie, again, some of the styling options I choose for her and some of the shortcuts I do so that she's not standing up as so much. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get her. She's in the tub. I'm going to get her washed. I did a little bit of pre-work. I shaved her face because sometimes she gets a little sensitive if I shave her entire face after the bath. So I like to do one run of shaving a face. If you guys need to see how to shave a poodle face, look at our channel. We have plenty of videos about that. And the other thing that I did for her is I pre-brushed her. A really quick pre-brush because I am going to be taking her short. I'm going to show you the choices that I make for her. But I just took a brush, went through her. That's just kind of a rule of thumb for poodles unless you're completely shaving them. So I will meet you guys back here when she is bathed and dry. Let's keep it around for mommy. Thank you, Rosie. Well, all right, guys, welcome back. I have washed Rosie. I have fluff dried Rosie. Now a note about fluff drying, because she is older, I did not do the intensive fluff drying that I might do for a younger poodle, which includes not only the velocity dryer, but also brushing up as you dry. I also want to mention about drying is that you saw that I used a high velocity dryer that's with a high velocity nozzle on Rosie. So I used the flat nozzle on her. The reason is that she can still handle it. She shows no fear and she doesn't seem to be buckling. So I'm not using it on its highest power. But what this allows me to do is blast through her coat really fast so that I dry her as fast as possible, not have her standing in front of a slow dryer. But if she was older or didn't seem to tolerate that high velocity nozzle dryer, or if she's a smaller dog or more fragile, I would not be using that dryer. I may be using a high velocity with an open nozzle depending on the dog's behavior and what they can tolerate. Okay, Rosie, I'm gonna have you sit down while I talk a little bit more. You wanna sit, Mama? Go ahead, sit, Rosie. Sit, 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 sit. Good girl, sit, sit. Oh, good girl. She's such a good girl. Guys, if you have been following our channel, Rosie, we started in 2021, and Rosie was about 9, turning 10 at that time. So if anyone has been following our channel, you guys have seen her age. And definitely in the last year, it has been quite a progression. So we have to take some considerations to make sure that her coat is still managed, because it will still grow and we don't want it to mat. But we want to find a perfect length, which we'll be talking about today, to keep her comfortable, happy, but out of the grooming salon as much as possible. So for the haircut, what I'm going to be choosing for Rosie, and this is for my climate because we're still a little warm right now where I am, I'm going to be choosing to do a 4 on her body, which is 6 millimeters, right? This is a grooming 4, right? And then I'm going to do a 2 on her legs, basically giving her a lamb cut, but a very short lamb cut. The number 2 on her legs is 9.5, so 9.5 millimeters. So a very small difference, but with poodles, it helps to give them a little bit of length on their legs, and this isn't going to make her stand any longer longer on the table than necessary, I just quickly switch out my clipper guide combs, right, from a 4 on the body to a 2, and that way I can still give her a little bit of a lammy look. You're such a good girl. Guys, a few other considerations. Now, she is a standard poodle, and you may be asking, why not clean feet? Now, for Rosie in particular, because she had toe cancer, right? So she had a toe amputated last year. So once that happened, she stopped having clean feet. But I will say, as pets age, our poodles age, I will also usually recommend our older poodles, when they can't stand easily, that we go away from poodle feet and we just give them nice round teddy bear feet. A few other considerations I want to tell you is when I'm working with older pets, I put my table to the wall. I've been doing my table to the wall right now recently, but especially for our older and aging pets, it gives them a little more security. It gives you more security as the groomer to make sure that there's a wall, so if they kind of stumble, there's something supporting them. And last but not least, I want to say that for any dogs that have any tracheal issues, you want to use a harness, which I will show you how to do that. Rose, if you can move back. So right now it's by her throat because she doesn't have any tracheal issues. But if she did have tracheal issues, support them while you do this. But you can put this under one leg. This is going across one chest like this. Okay, and this is a really safe way, especially when your pets are aging, to make sure there's no pressure on their throat. All right, guys, I have done her face. I'm going to finish up a little bit as we're finishing. I've also done her sanitary, her paw pads, her nails, and her ears. So we are ready to jump into our haircut, and I'll take you guys through that. So I'm equipping my clipper. I have a 30 underneath, a number 4. This is my 6mm blade, my 6mm guide comb, and I'm going to take this for all of her body, but I'm going to stop short. I'm going to skim a little bit right here at the hip, right here at the elbow, because that's what I'm going to do with the number 2, that 9.5mm, to give her a little bit more of a lamb cut without making her stand too long. Starting a little below the occiput because she is a poodle. And start clipping down. Good girl. All right, guys, I'm going to talk you guys through this in real time as I'm switching my attachment combs, because I really want to finish one side of the body all together, right? Finish it completely. I can leave the feet for the side, but I want to make sure that I don't flip her around more than I need to. Make it really easy for her. So now going down with my 2, this is my 9.5mm, working really fast, making sure I'm close to her belly for support. Lifting feet only as much as I need to get the job done. Stay with me, baby girl. Good girl. All right, boo-boo. Some quick scissor work around her feet just to round them out, and around her tail. right, guys, short and sleek. We did that really, really fast. I'm also gonna do her head really fast. I'm gonna do an E forward. I already shaped her face, so I'm not gonna keep you guys for that. But wanted to show you a really good way to keep the logic of keeping your older pets in a really nice, sleek, comfortable haircut. With this haircut, Rosie can go, I wash her once a month to keep her, again, off of the grooming table as much as possible, but that's when she gets her sanitary trims, her nails, her ears. I do those in between as well. But then every 8 weeks, she gets this haircut, and it can last for 8 weeks. In the winter, I let it go a little bit longer, but not where it can mat up, because shaving an older dog is really difficult. So whatever we do, we want to make sure that our dogs with coats that keep growing, that need haircuts as they age, we find the perfect length for them so that they can go many weeks without having to go to the groomer. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for letting us share Rosie with you, and I'll give our considerations about working with your older poodle and your older pets. How you doing, Mama? You doing okay? Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining. If you have any questions, comments, please put them down below. We really appreciate you clicking that thumbs up. Thank you for subscribing, and we will see you soon. Bye. Say bye, Rose.